When you play the Game of Thrones,
Subscribe and like.
you die. There is no middle ground.
Welcome back to the Grease Goblins YouTube channel. Today's video, we're going to be talking about Theon taking Winterfell. Was that actually a good move? What should have been done possibly differently? And how Balon Greyjoy is an idiot. So yeah, this is something I talked about a little bit already on my Rereach channel. We got to Theon 3. It's really where another Greyjoy rebellion kind of starts, with the Greyjoys starting to invade the north. One thing that really, stuck with me in this reread is thinking about Theon taking Winterfell. It's seen as this really stupid thing because the Greyjoy power is in the naval power. So Winterfell is in the heart of the north. It's not really a great way to supply it or even to have the main bulk of your forces be there. Here's my thought process behind that. If you are Balon Greyjoy, you're saying that you want to take over the north, you're going to take that land because Robb's armies are in the south and have no way of getting back up if you take Moat Caitlin. Okay, fine and dandy. I still think it's stupid, but I get your thought process. So then, okay, Theon goes a little rogue. He takes Winterfell, the capital of the north, one of the most defendable castles in Westeros. And what do? Your response to Theon taking it is, we're not going to send him any aid, any of these things. He is not going to be able to even defend the castle. It makes no sense. From the point of view of Balon Greyjoy trying to take the north, regardless of how stupid that is, if you're going to do it, you have to commit that you're going to have to win some sort of land battles to actually get the north under your own control. And so Theon doing this great thing, which would have saved you tons of time, having to do sieges, all this other stuff, which, once again, the Greyjoys don't even believe in sieges, and they're trying to take the north. Just think about that for a second. But regardless of what you want to say, Theon has control of Winterfell. All you had to do was send him enough men to where he could hold Winterfell for a good amount of time. Because Winterfell was well stored, it was well provisioned. It's the exact reason why Roose Bolton goes there to hold it while Stannis has to trudge through the snow. It's the exact idea. So if you're Theon, you're sitting here, you're trying to help your father take the north because, you're kind of having this issue of the Greyjoys don't approve of you. The Starks, well, Robb has kind of grown a little bit more cold towards Theon, becoming more Lord Stark, kind of looking at maybe Robb becoming more like Ned. Theon is trying to gain someone's approval. And even when he does this grand thing that would be great if you were trying to take over the north, taking Winterfell with losing barely any men, he is punished for this somehow. It speaks to me as so interesting because I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Given, the situation of the Greyjoys trying to take the north, taking Winterfell is an objective that had to happen at some point. And it just circles back to how stupid Balon is, because Balon, in reality, what he was trying to do and what he was saying he was doing are two different things. Really what Balon was trying to do was just, we're going to raid the north a little bit. We're going to cut off their defenses so that we can kind of raid on the west coast, which is also kind of a weird thing because the western side of the north is not really where a lot of the loot would be. A lot of the resources you would want to get are actually on the eastern side of the north, which again is a huge issue because if you're the Greyjoys, you've got to sail your fleet all the way around the continent of Westeros just to get to places like White Harbor or the Dreadfort being on like the eastern coast or all that stuff. Like, that's my whole thing. That makes no sense. And when you go back and you circle back to the Greyjoys, what they should have done, which even if they don't ally with Robb, it makes significantly more sense to attack the Westerlands than to attack the North, because the Westerlands is closer to the Ironborn. There's much more resources there on the western coast. There's so much more that they could do to improve, I guess, in terms of being rich, right? Doing like Corlys Velaryon type stuff. There was more opportunity in the Westerlands than there ever were in the North, especially given Balon's plans. So in my opinion, again, a very short video, I don't think Theon was wrong for taking Winterfell. Was he wrong to try and hold it when no reinforcements were coming? It was basically him signing his own death warrant. But the idea of the beginning of the war and Theon doing this great plan to bait out the forces at Winterfell and then taking Winterfell is a brilliant move. He copies Robb in a lot of his own tactics. You really see that in, Theon 3, A Clash of Kings. So If you would like to learn more about this topic, get a bit more invested in Theon's plotline in A Clash of Kings, check out the reread on the second channel. And I just thought it was a fun topic. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye, guys.